Throughout fiction, few characters embody the weight of destiny like Eren Yeager, Paul Atreides, and Anakin Skywalker. Each of them starts as a young idealist, driven by personal dreams, only to be shaped and broken by the harsh realities of their worlds. But what sets them apart? Who suffered the greatest tragedy? And did any of them ever truly have a choice? Today, we break down their rise, their fall, and their lasting impact. One of the most compelling aspects of these characters is the idea of destiny. Whether through prophecy, visions, or sheer determination, each of them is burdened with a purpose greater than themselves. But were they truly chosen, or were they just victims of their circumstances? Eren Yeager. Eren was born in a world trapped behind walls, where humanity lived in fear of the Titans. Unlike Paul or Anakin, his destiny wasn't foretold, he created it himself. From the moment his mother was devoured, Eren vowed to wipe out every Titan. But as he uncovered the truth, his rage turned outward, from Titans to the entire world beyond the walls. Paul Atreides. Paul, on the other hand, had a fate that was prophesied. As the heir to House Atreides, his path was shaped by the political struggles of the Imperium, the manipulations of the Bene Gesserit, and the spice-induced visions that haunted him. He never wanted to become a messiah, yet every step he took led him closer to that inevitable future. Anakin Skywalker. Unlike Eren or Paul, Anakin was explicitly called the Chosen One, prophesied to bring balance to the Force. But what did that really mean? Was he meant to destroy the Sith or the Jedi? As a child, he was a slave. As a Jedi, he was treated with suspicion. And in his quest for control, he lost himself to the dark side. All three had a glimpse of the future. Eren saw the rumbling. Paul foresaw a holy war. Anakin had visions of Padme's death. Yet, despite knowing their fates, none of them were able to escape it. A hero's fall is often more compelling than their rise. And these three fell hard. But what makes their downfalls unique? Eren Yeager's transformation. At first, Eren's goal was simple: kill Titans. But as he learned the truth, that Titans were once human, that the real enemy was the world beyond the walls, he changed. He adopted the ideology that only total destruction could bring true freedom. The world forced him to be a monster, and he embraced it. Paul Atreides' transformation. Paul, unlike Eren, actively resisted his fate. He didn't want to be a ruler, let alone a religious figure. But after his father was murdered and he took refuge with the Freemen, he was left with no other choice. He embraced his role as Muad'Dib, but at a cost. He set in motion a war that would kill billions. Anakin Skywalker's transformation. Anakin's fall was the most emotional. Unlike Eren or Paul, who had external enemies, Anakin's greatest enemy was his own fear. Manipulated by Palpatine and desperate to save Padme, he turned on the Jedi, slaughtered his allies, and became Darth Vader. In that moment, Anakin Skywalker ceased to exist. Each of them abandoned their former selves, but the key difference is why. Eren believed he was saving his people. Paul saw no alternative. Anakin was deceived. But was there ever a moment where they could have turned back? Tragedy isn't just about losing, it's about what could have been. Who suffered the most under the weight of their choices? Eren Yeager. Eren's tragedy is that he won. He achieved his goal, he wiped out 80% of humanity, but it didn't bring freedom. His friends were forced to kill him. And even after death, the cycle of violence continued. Paul Atreides. Paul had power, but no peace. He saw the future and still walked into it, knowing he would become a tyrant. Unlike Eren, he didn't die a martyr, he lived to see the horrors he unleashed. Anakin Skywalker. Anakin's tragedy lasted the longest. He spent decades as Darth Vader, consumed by hate and regret. His redemption came too late. He saved his son, but lost everything else. Paul and Anakin had moments of redemption, Eren did not. But does that make him the most tragic or the most resolute? In the end, none of them truly won. Eren died by his best friend's hand. Paul rejected his throne and vanished. Anakin was redeemed, but only after losing his entire life. Each of them left their mark on their world. Each of them changed history. But which of them had the greatest impact? Who had the best story arc? That's for you to decide. Comment below, Eren, Paul, or Anakin. If you want more anime-related deep dive breakdowns to free your mind, make sure you hit the like button and are subscribed.